Hey, what's up? It's Drew from Common Truth. As you probably have known, New Year's just came around. We're in 2023, it's a new year, we have new opportunities. We're gonna seek to better ourselves, right? Self improvement is generally something that embodies every single year. However, what's the most psychologically proven way, scientifically acclaimed way that we can stick to our resolutions? Of course, a lot of people have even just simply given up making resolutions or continue to do so blindly, with the assumption that they're going to pursue them, but then after a week they just burn out and fade away. They move to the wayside as different opportunities, different responsibilities come about. So I'm going to tell you the ways that you can generally stick to a habit and form them over the course of a developing year. Now, of course, I want you to think about these. What are ways that you think that you might be able to stick to a habit consistently over 52 weeks until 2024 comes about? If I just pause this video, I want you to think before, because if you were able to conceptualize various pieces of knowledge that you have about psychology in order to construct a finite plan for yourself, then this might even work better than what I'm about to tell you. So, have you done that? I'm going to assume so. And with that, I want to proceed into the major tips. So I would say that first you have to focus on habits. Building habits at the beginning of the year is crucial because people are in dire need of forming more habits and exerting more self-control, and this is me included. You want to be able to put yourself in a position where things seem seamless throughout the rest of the year. So putting yourself in a position at this early on is something that can be very beneficial throughout the rest of the year. For example, on just January in general, if you continue to make your bed every single day, of course it might seem like a forced on responsibility at first. However, you have to consider that over the course of the rest of the year, it'll get simpler. It'll just seem like a habit. It'll just be seamless. It might even take less time. It'll be more efficient. So at the end of the day, you're not losing out on anything. And it also doesn't feel like a task that you need to complete, but something that you just do in the background. For example, think about everything that you do. Generally, when you go to the bathroom, you do all your business and then you generally wash your hands, right? This is something that's just decency, and for the majority of people, they generally do wash their hands. Now, does this feel like something that's forced upon you, or something that's just been just like a habit, something that just happens naturally after you go to the bathroom? Generally, it's the fact that it does happen naturally, just simultaneously connected, because we've conditioned ourselves to put forth that effort initially, and then through later in life we've just continued doing that. So if you put yourself in that position early on, it's very good. However, how can you stick to a habit? Because some are not as simple as washing your hands or making the bed. Some are more complicated, such as being able to stay physically fit, maybe even more complex than that, maybe getting 2 hours of workout done every single day, maybe hitting the gym every other day. So this is something that a lot of people might pursue, yet they can't really stick to it due to either not being able to have that short-term gratification or not just being satisfied with the progress that's being made. So I want you to think about small-term goals first. Being able to not say, oh yeah, I want to run 5 miles every day. Very easy. You can just say, I can run 5 miles a day. However, actually doing it is the complicated part. Is everyone going to run 5 miles every single day? Of course not. And of course there might be some cross-country runners, track runners, people who do this, who practice even more than this. However, for the vast majority of people who are making this goal, it's something that's quite hard for them. If it's an easy goal, then no one would genuinely set it, right? So a lot of people who are setting this goal, of course, on the first day they might go for a run. They might feel satisfied at the end, they're knowing that they fulfill this 5-mile thing that seems so complicated. However, they're not really receiving anything out of that immediately, and that might get you start getting you disengaged from the habit entirely. Because running 5 miles every day for someone who generally doesn't run is something that is a somewhat complicated task. Unless you have iron willpower, it's not something that will come naturally each and every single day. So just create a sequence. Just start small. Just say, I want to get some running exercise. I want to be able to go outside and run. So you can start by taking a jog around your neighborhood, for example, maybe going to a small store, department store that's super near you, and just coming back and jogging along the way. And then maybe you slowly progress, you get more comfortable with it, and then you slowly progress to 1 mile. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, 1 month you're just jogging, and then another month you're just slowly increasing. No, you can do this by every like 3 days. Maybe for the first 2 days, you just go on a small jog, and then after that, you're starting to do 1 mile. Maybe by the end of the year, you can maybe try to even do 5 miles a day. If that's like actually your goal and that's your passion, and you want to do that, then yeah, by the end of the year you should be doing that. However, you also have to consider the various external factors that might prevent you from doing such. For example, if you live in the north, then you know that winters come about, and winters are not really favorable for running. So if you're going to set this long-term goal over the course of a year, you need to be aware of that. Because you can say, maybe you run a total of 200 miles in this entire year. That way you know that over this period of time, maybe you can do some more running in the summer, and then decrease it over winter, maybe like continue doing it into the fall. And then as winter rolls around, you're probably not going to be able to do much outdoor running. And that's generally the most beneficial type. However, if you can still maybe do like treadmills and stuff indoor. However, you can just say that. Because getting a breath of fresh air is genuinely better than just sitting inside and doing the treadmill. Because it also is a better source of cardio. Yeah, so anyways, continuing on, you also want to build habits through habit calendar. So now I personally just have a habit calendar. However, you can just seamlessly create one on the Google Docs, Google Sheets, etc. However, you want to create something that'll keep you on track. So at the end of you doing habit every single day, you can just color it in, fill it in, or just like tick it off, like kind of like a to-do list. However, you want to have one for every single day of the week. And you also want to be able to have these flexible goals. If you just like make one habit and then print out 52 sheets of paper, one for every week, that's not really flexible. Because let's say halfway through you realize you're not going to run 5 miles a day. Returning to that same example, you're not going to run 5 miles a day. You realize that. However, you still want to keep up with that goal. You don't want to diminish it completely, and you don't want to give up. Well, let's say you want to decrease it to 3 miles. Now you already have a bunch of those sheets that say 5 miles, and it's just a hassle for you to go back and just write 3, or just do something that might lower your self-esteem. So rather than that, do it for every week. You can even do it for any month. Technically, shorter ones are better because it allows you for more flexibility and allows for more gratification due to the fact that these boxes and such will generally just be bigger, meaning you'll have more meaningful fulfillment when you go and cross it off or like fill it in. However, a month is also fine. So if you're going to go over these habits, then you want to be able to do it just for the satisfaction of filling it in. And this gives us temporary instant gratification. However, what we're seeking is long-term gratification. At the end of the year, you want to be, maybe you're doing this goal in order to reduce weight. So at the end of the year, you want to look in the mirror and be more proud of yourself. So that is long-term gratification, because eventually you'll look in the mirror, and if you've been pursuing that goal, you'll feel happy. You'll feel happy at the progress that you've made. You'll feel more physically fit, more physically capable to pursue various tasks, and you'll generally just feel it. Because I speak from experience that if you're able to do this, if you're able to go through this entire journey, then at the end you'll just be able to feel differences along the way, and that itself is gratification. However, we want to have some instant gratification because it's very easy for us to steer off course into things that can provide more dopamine or serotonin immediately rather than later. For example, a lot of these video games activities, games, just talking, socializing, all of these things can provide immediate dopamine. However, we want to go through a small of a detox in order for us, these dopamine levels, to return back to the normal. So if you have any unhealthy habits, this is the best time in order to get rid of them, because you can make a change immediately, and it won't be something that just feels forced. Because genuinely, the best time to make a change, and psychologically, the best way for you to change is to do it on a period that we consider a fresh start. This can be the New Year's, which just came, so this would be a great opportunity to do so. But even lesser holidays, such as maybe your birthday, maybe Christmas, you just want to start, all these various holidays. Along with the fact that Mondays are also considered a fresh start. So if you want to start doing small habits and you're watching this later, that's completely fine. You don't have to wait till New Year's in order to start. You can start in the beginning of maybe like August. And that's just an example. It can be any time of the year. Just maybe start on some day like a Monday. And if you can wait this long, if it doesn't need to be immediate, then I would recommend that you start, because this will actually make it more likely that you're going to continue pursuing that habit. So yeah. you want to focus on giving yourself instant gratification. So let's say maybe you run 3 miles, you'll give yourself 1 chocolate. And yeah, even though goes against what you're going for long-term gratification, that short-term thing does provide you with a satisfaction, and there's no way that one small thing goes against all that 3 miles that you've put in. Now, obviously, don't go something overboard. Like if you run 1 mile, you're gonna eat like 50 pancakes or something. Like, no. But something that'll just be very small, provides you with the instant gratification, and wants it keeps your mind wanting and yearning to do that activity more and more. And that way, by the end, 1 or 2 chocolates is not really going to do anything. But once you build a habit, you can take this out, and you can just continue doing and increasing that habit until you're at the position that you really want to be. And yeah, once you're at that position, you'll feel happy, you'll feel the gratification, so you don't really need that external thing anymore. So yeah, those are my tips. If you have any other ideas, maybe some that I missed on, and you want me to touch on or something, then you can leave it down in the comments below. I'd appreciate any tips. If you have something that you've practiced through your own experience, then leave that also in the comments below. We want this to be a open community, something that you can contribute to, right? So you want to have a say. So yeah, with that, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to, if you think these videos are interesting or could help you throughout the rest of the year. I'll be logging and letting you guys know about my habits. And yeah, I'm probably making also more videos similar to self-improvement, problems within society, all those kind of things. And yeah, if you're interested, just subscribe and join the commentary channel. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.